Hello, Blue Babies. It's Kazi Blue. Thank you for coming back for another video. I want to do this video because not only is it trending, but it's iconic. It's completely iconic. And we're going to try to wrap this up and edit it real quick and put it on the tube tonight. It's the 7th of January. That is going to be the project. That's what we're going to do tonight. Let's put out this video. So you guys know the infamous Katt Williams interview with Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp. It's going viral for days. I think it's been like at least a few days. At least 4 days. That's how I feel. About what's going on in Hollywood. Different comedians. The brought up of Katt Williams. It was a phenomenal interview. Now, I'm not going to break it down because it's a 3-hour interview. 2-hour and 40-minute interview. I don't want to talk about it for that long. And I know y'all attention span is not that long. But, what I really liked about, the receipts of it all. Because when he was talking about Cedric, they had receipts with Mr. Mark Curry. About Mark Curry saying that Cedric the Entertainer does it right. And he wrote some of his jokes and didn't get a lot of credit for it. Everybody think I relate to Kevin Hart so much. I mean, not Kevin Hart. I relate to Katt Williams. I hope I didn't say the wrong name in the whole video. Katt Williams. I like him so much because he reminds me of myself. He absorbs a lot of information and pays attention to what's going on in the industry, entertainment industry. And then he comes on and blasts the internet with some good gems. Now, do I think they're 100% honest, truthful, or he's missing context? I 100% think sometimes he might miss the context or deeper details, but he's not far off. And his receipt game, him and Soulja Boy got the receipts. And it's just evident. I mean, do I think that they possibly put Kevin Hart against him? Of course, they do that to everyone in the industry. And speaking of that, he was talking about how Steve Harvey was hating on Bernie Mac, which makes sense to me. You can see pictures of them not getting along. Bernie Mac is the king of comedy. Like said, no one's better than Bernie. And Steve tried to take his spot and take his part, but I guess that didn't work. So that didn't work. It didn't work. And with the Ocean 11 thing, and I feel like that there's a lot of underlying issues with people because everybody's fighting for power. Everybody wants to be at top a lot of times. And, and I bow down to that, and I don't want to be on top all the time. I don't need to be on top. No, it's stressful. To constantly try to gain power is very stressful. And the best power you'll ever have is the power within yourselves. That's the ultimate gift. Everybody trying to look for external power because they lack inside. But when you have power and inner peace of yourself, wow, that is some real good juju. And I just feel like this interview was very entertaining. I watched most of the interview. I don't think I watched the whole 2 hour and 40 minutes, but I've definitely watched most of the clips and conversations and when he's exposing people. And I love the honesty because he had people on his side, and like Boosie and Brandon T. Jackson said that he's a good people. So it's like some things what he said, I will say maybe missing context, like with the Kevin Hart thing of Kevin always getting the movies. Yeah, if you're turning down movies, Kevin Hart wants to be powerful like he is now. He's worth like almost 400 million, if not 400 million already. So he's very powerful and a staple now in the industry. And he took a lot of bullshit parts. Same thing with Adam Sandler. Let me tell y'all something about what I know about Adam Sandler and comedians that are to the top. They take the shittiest roles. Their pride and ego is to the floor at first. And they have to build, improve. To finally they get to have enough money. And you know what they do? Invest in themselves. That's what Adam Sandler did. People don't know Adam Sandler is like worth at least $500 million. Because he took all the crappiest roles. People didn't even take him serious as a comedian. He's not even on the top. I don't think he's listed on the top 10 list as a good white comedian. Because I feel like it's different from white comedy and black comedy. Because I grew up with black comedy. I didn't get into white and other comedy so I got older. But it's a completely different market. So he doesn't even list it. But like he played a lot of crappy roles. and did his best. Like, Adam Sandler is a good actor, good comedian. He played in that Gems. I think it's something Gem. That was a great movie. He did an awesome job. I think he won an award. He deserved all the accolades. And I haven't seen him really since then. And that was a few years ago. So, you know, you have to take those roles to get to where he's at. That I don't necessarily think that makes him an industry plant. But I do understand if Katt feels like he's been kissing the ring. And some people have the bandwidth and the capacity to take that shit and deal with people and their bullshit over and over again. And it works because clearly both of Adam Sandler and Kevin Hart are very successful economically and with their accolades, their own companies now. They're like, I wouldn't call Adam Sandler a brand, but he's a great investor. Kevin Hart is a brand, a multi-billion-dollar brand. You know what I'm saying? He makes a lot of freaking money. He's made a lot of money. I think his box office is in the billion. Maybe not billions, but billion. And I feel like we can't take away from Kevin Hart's work ethic. And I love both of these men. I love Katt. Katt was the first, like, one of the first comedian that I found very funny growing up. Him and Bernie Mac and Eddie Murphy. You know, I found very freaking funny growing up. So Kevin, like, I used to just spend days watching Katt Williams skits and they'll draw the cartoons. You know, Katt Williams is hilarious. And then he was on the Boondocks and Friday, and he has a staple in the community. He's a legend. He's an icon. He is a king of comedy. Bernie Mac is just the king. But I will put Katt in that same category. Kevin Hart, I got introduced to in Soul Plane, but he didn't have a lot of comedy specials. You know, he had a few that we like no, pineapples, like that voice or that thing he does. I mean, he's funny in those moments, but his newer stuff I haven't found funny. I don't find a lot of new stand-up funny. You know, a lot of it is storytelling. Dave Chappelle puts out some good stuff because I like what he talks about. But sometimes they can be corny to me too, you know? I'm not really into that as much because when I was younger, it was completely different. So it's like, can't take that away from Kevin Hart. Cedric the Entertainer, that makes 100% sense to me because I never felt like Cedric was super funny. I never felt like Steve Harvey was super funny. So it makes sense what he says to me. Now, is it 100% accurate? I have no clue. But does it sound about right? And he has a lot of, like, when he says, look at all they wives, like, that was funny. Like, he had a comedy special on The Interview. Like, he's a legend icon just for having a special. And that's his second time. Because he roasted a radio host a few years back. And then he comes to Club Shay Shay, who I loved, Shannon Sharpe. That was the first sports commentator that I ever enjoyed watching was Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe and Skip. Skip is annoying as fuck, but I love Shannon Sharpe. I love Shannon Sharpe, and I'm so proud of his success. And it was like two GOATs, two legends, two iconic, two very relevant people in their space talking about things. And Shannon is so southern hospitality. Like, he didn't want no smoke with nobody. He was like, Katt, stay focused. Because Katt was flaming everybody. He flamed Steve Harvey. He flamed Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley, the Epsteins. Like, the list go on and on and on. He flamed Jonathan Major, Kim Kardashian. Like, nobody was safe. Nobody was safe. He literally knew I feel like people say he knew what he was doing. No, I really feel like Katt's just himself. That's why I relate to him, because I could be like that. I just talk about stuff. And I hate when I'm talking. That's why I respect Shannon, because Shannon was like, I'm not going to cut off my guests if they're in something deep that relates to the topic. And it gives, you know, him more traction when it's a little messy, spilled. Even though Shannon doesn't want to be too messy, he knows it's going to do good for his podcast. But I like he said he don't cut him off, because I hate when I go in something deep and it can be about something small and like somebody's trying to make me focus on what they want me to. Don't do that. I'll tell you straight up, like, I'm trying to express myself. I'm coming to the point, but I need a full circle. Just because you have A to B mind doesn't apply to me. Just because you have a linear mind and mine is a freaking multi-point, like, it doesn't rely. So no, so I gotta tell people what it is. Like when people talking to me and they like, they like, hun, get to the, I'm no. If you can't handle and you ain't got patience, fuck you. I'm quick to that's why I feel like I'm very honest. People are not ready for me. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep 1,000, and I'm gonna be honest, logical. I'm gonna think about things. Because I'm passionate about communicating and expressing myself, because I feel like for a long time I couldn't express myself. Now I'm released the shackles of societal norms and being myself. You can't stop me from expressing myself. That's why I doing so much for this channel. And let me segue, but to something that's important to me, you guys. I am starting a new series. I had an ebook for a little while, but I'm starting a series, the School of Life series. It will be coming out in 2 weeks, the trailer. It is a series about relearning life in a different way, and utilizing life to be your school, your education, how to get yourself more experience, and how to sell yourself as a creator, and how to be healthy, how to be mindful, balance, how to focus on what you need to do, and let everybody around you know what's going on. So you gave them notice and like, listen, I'm focusing on myself. I got a lot to do. And I can't, if it's not important, don't talk to me. Like, you can text me and we can make sure we're okay. But, I am not going out. Like, I'm literally going to lock in. Like, I don't want to drink. I don't want to smoke. I just literally want to fucking lock in and get to it. Like, fuck you talking about? Like, I'm ready to get this money. I'm ready to evolve. I'm ready to get fashion. I'm ready to have a nice decorated home. I'm ready to have all the organic food in the world and take vacations and get whatever I need and want to make my life better. I'm ready. And that means putting a lot more effort, a lot more mind, a lot more discipline, a lot more sacrifice. And I'm willing to do that. 100% willing. So I want to let you guys know about that. It's going to be like my journey episode, things that I learned, my vision script, my vision plan. It's about a lot of things. And also I'm going to be selling a lot more products. I plan on, of course, selling e-products, selling trackers, selling a system, selling a course, and then also selling self-care bundles. I have a lot of things that I want to create to give and to help people get on that track as well. Sometimes you need somebody else to look for. And I feel like I am the perfect person, because if you believe me, over time, y'all will get to know me and my story, and I'll be more open about it. My story about how I got here, where I'm at, where I've been. And I know that if I could do it, y'all could do it. Anybody can do it. You just got to have patience. You got to have consistency. You got to have a tunnel vision when it comes to your improvement. It's sacrificial. It's learning new habits. It's cutting off bad habits. It's doing shit you don't want to do. Like, it's going to be that. But in the long term, it's going to really help you in life. In the long term, it's going to really help you to achieve what you need to achieve. I realized I didn't want to, and this is why the Katt Williams things full circle for me is so important, because he said something that's me. I didn't want to have my booty. I didn't want to sell my soul for money, and I don't want to sell my soul for money. As long as I have enough money to save for the next 10 years, and I can retire off, let's say, $1 million at least, and I live a very, modest life, that's okay with me. And then also, I'll still have things that are easy for me with income coming in. But I want to be able to relax and retire early, before 45, and do things that I love and make some income, but not having to have like consistent everyday, like indulging in the system, the matrix. You can balance, because there's a lot of creators that balance between being in the matrix, using the matrix for good, using the setup and propaganda for good. Like hindsight, like his channel is so amazing. I'm inspired by him. I don't know if I can ever get the background, but you know, when I look at people like that, it's like he is on social media, he is promoting, but it's only for that. It's not for mess. It's not for drama. It's literally to make people feel good, and he promotes his stuff and sell whatever you need to do. That is a purposeful channel. Okay, so you're using your tools and things that are in the matrix to get you across, get people out of the matrix, to help guide people to a better way of living for them. Everyone has a different. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be set in stone, unadaptable lessons and courses and books and stuff. No, it's for you, but it's how to get yourself in a better mindset to do better, a healthy mindset, coping skills, learning about your defense mechanism, learning about all those things, and really setting out to do better in your life. That is what I want for my channel. That is what I want for my legacy. You know? And I've been praying, and I've been doing my rituals, and I've been doing better every day. The things I say I'm going to do, I'm doing a little every day. And gradually going to get to that max consistency that I want to get to, that is where everything is kind of similar for the boot camp. Because I'm going through a 6-week boot camp of trying to change my life in 6 weeks. And not completely change, just like a progress thing. And then after that, I'm going to increase it to another. So it's going to be a year process of showing you guys everything. What I'm going through, because I literally think this is going to be my year, and I feel like I've always wanted to do something like that. And I love seeing other content creators, you know, produce like my year, how this happened for me in a year, what happened in my year. That is so, we all need people like that to make us feel like we're not alone. If you're going through it, it's okay, but you're not alone. I'm going through it, you're going through it. How do we as people, as a community, bring each other? Another thing I'm gonna keep, because it's most topic supposed to be about Katt Williams. I love that Katt Williams always talking about lifting people up and helping people out and just giving them money and, you know, giving us gems and being real with us about society and all that. I like that. You know, that aligns with me. That's why I'm like, I love Kevin Hart, and he does similar things. I really, really do adore Katt Williams because we relate in so many ways. And the fact that I feel like Kevin Hart is a little more PC and he's media controlled or media trained, where Katt Williams just does whatever. That's me. I don't want to be media trained, media controlled. I really want to be able to express myself the way I can, the way that I like. And then I want to benefit from it as well. I'm not going to lie and be like these creators, be like, oh, no, I want to be paid. But at the same time, I want to make sure when I'm getting paid, I'm actually doing something good. Because I do say, if I don't get married and have a family, it doesn't matter to me. Because if I make enough money to build a foundation for people around the world and find a solution and be able to travel and learn about more of the issues that we need to fix in the world, that is my destiny and purpose of living. That is who I feel like. That is not who I feel. That's who I'm destined to be. That's who I'm destined to be. That's why men like to gaslight women for not having kids. I'm just like, bro, you talking about having kids for you. What about saving the world? What about saving the world? Like, how can we help? How can we help? How can we help our people here? Do we need to invest more into curricular training or getting more parents to sign up to educational seminars for their kids? What do we need to do to help a lot of people in the community? How do we break the matrix down and make sure that people are at a little more ahead than they are right now? That is my purpose of living. I've always been an advocate, an activist, all that. All that. Because I realize people are fucked up. Society's fucked up. The government's fucked up. Everything's fucked up. And sometimes people are unaware. A lot of times, not sometimes, a lot of people are unaware a lot of times of what's going on and why they hate their life and why they feel like they can't get better and why they feel like they can't heal. There's a lot of misinformation, miseducation, lack of education on purpose because we're in a matrix. We're in a system. So how do you reduce the system? Which I love because me and Katt talk about the same thing. This is what I talk about with people. And the people that are so deep in the system don't understand it. They like me, so they'll be like, oh, okay, but they really don't care about what I'm saying. They're not going to change their life. They're not going to try to come out. The system benefits them, especially if they're privileged. It benefits them. So they're not going to be like, oh, you know, they'll be nice, but in the day, what I say goes, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. A lot of people don't understand the structure. Everybody makes excuses on why people of color can't have and stuff instead of just being honest about the system and the structure. I had to stop talking to somebody because of that. I was just like, I'm not going to argue with you. I was like, thank you. Have a good day. Like, I'm not going to argue with you, bro, because you're stupid. You're unaware. You're so unaware, and you're grown as hell, and you're unaware of the real world. I've been lucky to learn since I was a kid of the elite world and the underworld. I experienced both growing up. And let me tell you something. I always felt more comfortable in the underworld because the elite world is filled with snakes. And that's what Katt Williams trying to tell y'all. It's filled with snakes. It's filled with people slithering. It's filled with a lot of evil and corrupted shit going on that we don't know, that we don't talk about. Classified shit. That's all I can tell y'all. Classified shit. And they refuse because they benefit from it. It's usually people who benefit from it or benefited from the system that doesn't see anything wrong with it. Anything. That's terrible. That's terrible. But before I go on a really, really long tangent, I'm going to end it here. You guys don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know, we're going towards 10 subscribers. That's our 10K subscribers. That's our goal. We are like 3.2, almost 3.3. And we're going to get it in. We're going to get it in. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good one.